Hey, have you guys heard about the Khabib tweet? Check this out. There's 2 points to unwrap with this. Number one, Khabibs manager Ali Abdulaziz, shout out to Ali, dropped a tweet today going over scenarios in which Khabib would be on a card in April and he would win the 185 belt, right? So before we start, so what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Combat Sports Central. Let's go over a little bit about what's going on today. We're driving home from work, but I couldn't wait to drop these news on you guys. It's fresh out of the Twitter sphere, or X sphere as Elon likes to call it now, right? Check this out. Ali went on Twitter, he tagged Khabib, and he dropped these scenarios where Khabib would get 2 belts, and then he would fight it up for another one. I think it was a total of 3, 185, 205, and then Alex Pereira or something like that. But let's kind of rewind a little bit, right? So we know we have a fight that's yet to be determined for UFC 300, right? Dana said that he's got a banger that he needs to drop on us sometime this week. He hasn't yet, but he's going to. Along with that, a few weeks ago, we had some footage of Khabib training with Javier Mendez, right? And that's significant because Khabib's team is a small team, but everybody's super close, right? So even Khabib and Islam, they're both super close with Ali. That's why I think this has some traction, even though Ali did put the word fantasy in there. It has some traction because that team is super close. Why tag him and why run through these scenarios if there isn't a little bit of truth to it, right? So, and then, like from UFC's perspective, right? If the UFC was approached by Ali's team and Khabib's team, and they said, hey, you know what, you guys have been trying to get us back, we'll do UFC 300. However, Khabib doesn't want to cut weight. And one of the scenarios that Ali dropped was him fighting 185 and then 205, right? So that's kind of going towards the stuff that we saw at Khabib, where he was having issues with weight cuts throughout his entire career. If he was to come back, I would doubt he wants to do a weight cut back down to 155, or anything remotely close to that, especially now because he's a little bit heavier than he was when he was fighting. But I think that that's one of those things where the UFC would have a little bit up their sleeve, in the sense of them saying, hey, we've been waiting to drop a banger. And outside of Conor McGregor, outside of Sean Strickland, Khabib, I feel like, is one of the only other fighters that would move the needle for the UFC, that would make sense for the UFC, right? So me seeing this tweet from Ali earlier, my first thought was, Habibi, come to UFC 300, right? How you hear all the time, Habibi, come to Dubai, right? In this case, it would be, Habibi, come to UFC 300, right? It would do it big. So that was my first thought. My second thought was, well, who would his opponent be? Who would make sense for him? He's gone on explicitly to say that he doesn't want to fight Conor. He doesn't want to give him that headline or anything like that. But who else would he fight, right? So look, if they were to do that, would that be the most sold pay-per-view, UFC pay-per-view of all time, or maybe just pay-per-view period of all time? What do you guys think? Would it be the most sold of all time? Comment it down below. Also, while you're there, do me a favor and hit a like on this video real quick, because we're going to drop a little bit of more knowledge here for you guys before we go. Lastly, I said there was 2 parts to this, right? Part 2, Nina posted earlier today that if she got 10,000 comments on her Instagram post, Dana would drop the headliner, right? So that came first, and then this tweet came out, right? So is there any correlation between the post that Nina did, Dana willing to drop the main event, and then Ali releasing this kind of tweet? Who knows? You know, usually anything and everything that the UFC does is well planned out and stuff like that. And outside of Ariel leaking fucking one of those cards way back when, the reason why he's not allowed anymore, we haven't really seen that again, especially for a card this size. So you know, I hate to say it, but I feel like the Blues Clues are on the wall. I feel like we're seeing the freaking Blues Clues right in front of us. I did see a video that Cheo put up earlier today, and the name that he mentioned was Cain Velasquez. But I think he hasn't been training, and then with the legal issues and stuff like that, I don't see that happening. However, I love AKA bringing back, and Javier Mendez and Ali bringing Khabib back, even if it's 1 or 2 more fights or whatever Ali's scenario on Twitter seems to be. I love it. I love it, and then some. So again, tell me you guys down below, would that be the most sold pay-per-view? Would you pay to watch that pay-per-view on ESPN Plus? Would you guys do it big? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.